This week on Another Brother.
That's an offensive way of describing that, but it is
It's
correct.
pretty accurate.
Bam,
Yeah. Show notes. We gotta put that in show notes.
Yeah.
It just makes me so giddy and happy every time I think about it. It's just so ridiculous and unlikely.
How do we start these normally?
One of us just says, okay, cartoons.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes.
Great. Well, there it was.
We're in Dragon Ball Z. I said it.
No.
I did it first.
Okay.
3. All right. Nope. Pick a new one.
Why?
Dexter's Lab.
You're supposed to
You wanna
count
do a
down.
countdown? Oh, I can't do that.
Okay.
I don't have one thing.
Oh, you don't?
No way.
Okay. This is way easier than like picking a favorite song for me.
Yeah. So we wanted to take a trip down memory lane and remember our favorite cartoons from childhood
Or other TV shows.
and or other TV shows.
Right.
Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, come. I said.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
It's
it's a big one for us. We,
And I think I told you guys earlier.
it was a soap opera for teenage boys.
Hey, that's an offensive way of describing that, but it is
It's
correct.
pretty accurate.
I got season 1 of Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
So good.
I've noticed that.
And I'm so,
In your prime.
What makes it Kai exactly?
Kai. So
Oh, that's
the
without all the
Chinese,
filler?
the Chinese is Gai, which is like modified, changed.
Yeah,
And I guess Japanese is Kai. So yeah, it means, without filler.
without the filler episodes.
Apparently, according to
Wait.
Lizzie, it goes back more closely to
Do
the
nothing but action.
No.
What are the filler episodes?
So there's
Yeah, sorry. Go
it
on.
originally was a manga, a manhwa,
A manga,
Right.
yeah.
and a lot of the TV show went Game of Thrones style and started deviating from the manga and started creating its own storyline. So there's a bunch of like little story arcs and things that happen that aren't in the manga, and so
Oh.
DBZ Kai cut out anything that wasn't true to the manga
Oh.
and also kind of reduced a bunch of the recapping.
So it's just manga canon.
But
Manga canon made for streaming.
what saga is it?
The Z. All of
Yeah,
it.
Dragon Ball Z
all
Kai.
of Z.
From the beginning to the end. I mean,
Yeah.
he got the first season.
So the first
but-
season is Frieza.
No.
No.
Raditz.
No, it's Vegeta.
Vegeta.
Dragon Ball Z.
And Raditz, yeah.
Yeah.
Raditz.
Raditz shows up.
Oh, I thought that was all the same season. Okay.
Is it? Oh my gosh.
There's
it
no
might
way. There's only like 30 something episodes in this season.
That's a lot.
But there's like 12
It is.
episodes of Frieza just going, "Oh, how could you?" Ah!" So, yeah, good show. I'm annoyed that my kids don't appreciate it.
be. Yeah. I can't even understand the attitude.
I'm certain Henry will. Henry, I know you're listening right now. Once I allow him to watch it, once he's old enough, he'll love it. I already know.
I still love it.
It's so good.
I know. It gave me so much fire. I think I was the height of like that show once we started watching it as kids is when I discovered Dad's weight bench in the garage and the weird sand-filled weight plates, So like I wanted to be buff like Goku, and so
That's what did
that's
it.
what started me like lifting in the garage.
Huh.
I
Well-
failed, but
I daydream that I'm a Z fighter still.
Well,
That's,
that goes to show how important this show
It's
was.
so good. That's my top cartoon.
yeah, I'd say top formative cartoon for me.
I wish I could watch Dragon Ball Super. I don't think it's on Crunchyroll
Oh, I think
because that's the sequel
yeah.
series to Dragon Ball Z.
Those guys just started getting too nuts. Like, we're
Yeah.
little dudes and we're going to fuse and
Uh-huh.
now
Well,
we're a
and-
different
well, that-
person.
That was
Goku
still
turns
in
into
Z.
a little. He's a kid.
No, that's
What?
GT,
Oh, that's GT.
and that was cut.
Su-
It's not canon anymore.
Super is where he goes like monkey Super Saiyan. He's
I think
same
so.
size but all furry.
I think so.
Yeah, see
And
that's
then
Oh.
eventually God, Super
Oh,
Saiyan
uh-huh.
God Super
And he starts
Saiyan.
fighting gods.
It's called Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan.
See, that's
'Cause
so
it's-
bad.
Because Japanese.
Japanese. And,
After Dragon Ball, after
It probably
the
makes
Z
sense.
series, I don't care too
but he's
much.
blue
Yeah.
instead of gold.
Oh, that's interesting. Isn't that more of a Hindu thing?
I don't know. Because
Like Krishna
gods are
blue,
like-
isn't he?
Egyptian. He starts with
Yeah.
an Egyptian
Huh.
god.
Oh, interesting.
Weird.
Oh, yeah. That's a great show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the hairless cat like
Yes. Okay.
guy. Yeah. Have you guys ever seen interviews of the voice actors for Vegeta and Goku?
No.
The Japanese original?
No,
No.
English.
Sorry, the English dub
Oh,
guys.
no.
Well, this you or Lizzie telling about this.
They
about
are
this recently.
freaking hilarious. They are awesome.
They're like Pip and Mary.
yeah. If they don't have a podcast of their own, they need one because they seem like they became pretty good friends, being in the recording
same
booth
brothers.
together, screaming.
No kidding.
But one of them looks like Richard Iowati, even like with the way he does his hair with that crazy
Oh,
parted afro.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're hilarious. You gotta look it up.
yeah, that sounds good.
They're awesome guys.
That sounds fun. Lizzie was telling me the Japanese voices
Goku's
are
a woman.
horrible. Oh, an actual woman?
Yeah, it's an actual
That's
woman.
why he sounds like that.
Oh.
That makes me sound terrible, but
Well,
It's
you
just
expect a
weird.
male voice when you're watching a male character.
Well, especially
watching
watching the English
Goku.
version.
Yeah.
Goku for crying out loud.
Yeah. That's an interesting...
Maybe
Maybe
having
ask Jared about
a more
that.
feminine voice makes him feel more. I mean, he's like he typifies honesty and
Naivety.
That too,
Naivete.
for sure.
I mean, lots of good traits and characteristics. That's Goku.
So I
So
think
maybe tapping into a more feminine voice draws that out.
what happened was she did Goku as a kid,
Oh, in
which
Dragon
is
Ball?
normal even in our cartoons.
Bart
that
Simpson.
ladies
Yeah.
do younger boys,
like the Rugrats.
and then they just kept her on.
Mhm.
Yeah, right.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then they kept her on.
Familiar voice.
I think is
that you
what
grew
I've
up
heard.
with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a video game that's even on the Switch, though I don't imagine the performance is particularly good on the Switch. I think it's called Dragon Ball Kakarot. I mean, there's,
Oh, yeah.
there's
I-
a crap load of
Is this
Dragon
the
Ball
free,
games, but
the open world one?
yeah,
Yeah.
and you go through the Z Saga, the whole thing in that
Oh,
game,
that's-
RPG style, where like it's really it's open world story
Yeah.
heavy, but you get little side quests that weren't necessarily in the show
Oh,
to help you
cool.
grind your strength and stuff. And
I thought I played it on Game Pass and it was just like a Mortal Kombat fighter.
That's been a
that would have been a
They
different
do
game
have a bunch
'cause
of those,
there's
too.
a ton of
Yeah.
different Dragon Ball series of games that are all
Yep.
about fighting only.
Hmm.
I can't even count how many series of games they have, but
yeah.
but Dragon Ball Kakarot is specifically the story of the Z Saga.
I like how this segment was going to be favorite shows, and it's actually just the Dragon Ball Z.
I know. That's what I was just gonna say. Well, this segment turned into.
Well, there's a
Dragon Ball
demo
Z.
on the Switch if you want to try it out.
Okay.
And actually, the performance wasn't so bad.
Hmm.
But the boss fighting Reddits, I couldn't do it. It was too
Lost.
hard.
Oh wow!
But
I-
that's because I couldn't
well,
grind levels
right, it was just a
in the
demo.
demo. Yeah.
I just
Level up
remember
enough.
being so heartbroken at Gohan. How Gohan turned out,
Yeah, that's true.
and I'm like, dude,
What name moniker did he end up going by?
Oh,
Say a man.
say a man.
But again, that's in GT, which is not
No.
canon. Mhm.
Mm-mm. Boo?
Really?
Yeah, that's Majin
Oh,
Buu
crap,
saga.
you're right. Well,
Yeah,
they continue that story in GT, and I guess I forgot. 'Cause they build him up to be like Goku
greater than Goku.
squared. You know?
Yeah,
One-handed taking down Cell.
It was
Come
so
on.
epic.
they must have just decided, like, no, we can't do Goku the dirty. He's just got to keep being the best.
That's how father-son stories are supposed
I
to
know.
go. Though. But I mean, I will admit,
It couldn't
Goku
happen
is my
to a better
favorite
guy, though.
anyway.
Yeah.
Goku is my favorite. Good show.
okay, moving on from Dragon Ball.
All right, my next show was Darkwing Duck.
Oh my gosh, yes. This is why I can't pick one.
I know,
There's so many.
I know.
We grew up with so many good cartoons.
and I love ducks. I think it's because the Oregon
Oh,
Ducks.
you did always draw dogs.
I did.
Oh,
I think it started with the Oregon Ducks, and then I started drawing the Looney Tunes duck characters.
Mhm.
With-
Constantly.
with that S thing with the.
Oh, that was later. Yeah.
Well, I think you made like the head,
Yeah.
the S, and then the bill came.
Well, because I noticed the
out of it.
eyes when I was drawing the eyes. The order in which I was drawing the head, the last component was the hairdo.
Mhm.
And I was just looking at the eyes one day, and I think this is when Max and I had started like branding. I don't know. I can't remember. I might have created it. I can't remember if Max was involved. I had this like shadow publishing or something, and I was looking at the eyes. I'm like, wait a minute, the lines between the eyes makes the bottom of an S. So I did that. What do they call that S?
I have no idea, man. But we used it. We used it in
Superman
our
S or something.
hand drawn. Another brother. What do you call that?
Oh yeah, it is
the
on
banner.
there. Yeah,
The full version of it, which I'm not sure is visible anywhere yet.
I'll have to check that.
Does have one of those in it somewhere.
Remember, you would even put the hat on him in some drawings.
Yeah,
as Darkwing
and you
Duck.
used Shad
yeah.
as a name in video games.
Oh my gosh!
During that same period
So
of time.
Shad was the
Don't remember
name
that.
I gave to Simba. I started drawing Simba heads.
What?
Yeah,
And you named him.
Can't
I
say I
named him
remember that.
Shad.
I don't even know what's going on
SHAD.
anymore.
Yeah, that's a deviation. But anyway, I really like ducks, and I liked all the shows that had ducks in them,
Darkwing Duck
and that was the best.
was bomb.
That's not one I think I watched.
Oh, it was like it was a take on the Batman, the Shadow, like those types
Yeah.
of dark, grungy superheroes.
Right.
But goofy because it was a Donald Duck type duck.
Yeah. Loved it.
But it wasn't
Darkwing
quite
Duck.
Donald. He was a little more serious than
A
that.
little more edgy.
I think they're rebooting it. Seth Rogen for Disney.
Okay, I hope Seth can pull that one out. He seems to be doing okay by the Ninja Turtles movie that's coming out. That seems to be like it's going to be okay.
Mm.
I'm not going to watch it.
I don't know that I will in theaters, but
Yeah.
I'll probably watch it eventually because they were one of my formative cartoons growing up for sure.
It's a cool art style too.
It is. But Darkwing Duck, he had that sweet plane, which for me was always big. For any kind of
Yeah.
character or hero, if he had a plane, it was like,
What-
oh
yeah.
yeah.
What's your mode of transportation?
A duck in a plane.
Which is probably why that's the first thing billionaires buy is a G6 or something.
Yeah.
Gotta get their plane.
But there was also that side character that I do not remember the name of, who would, whenever he said blathering blatherskite, this crazy armor would fly onto him and he would wheel around on a single wheel.
Yes.
He was like part Iron Man,
That was
part
cool.
RoboCop.
Was that Quack McDuck? I think that's the Quack McDuck.
Okay,
No, that might be a character from TaleSpin.
I think it's the same. I think he's the only like character that's been in multiple shows.
What?
Yeah.
I thought he was just a robot, and he was always like that. I
No.
didn't know it was
Yeah.
a suit.
Yeah. Very Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
in appearance, more RoboCop.
And he had like an antenna on his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a visor like RoboCop
Yeah.
over his eyes.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah. The
Okay.
guy's cool.
I remember that.
Yeah, but that led into eventually like the Mighty Ducks series, which was
Yeah.
like
I forgot about that.
they were
cartoon
hockey
series.
players, but they were also superheroes.
Wait.
Oh, but they
What?
were aliens.
Okay, we're not.
I'm pretty sure.
We're not talking about the
No way.
movies.
No.
What?
This
It was
is,
an animated series.
this is again Disney duck-based superheroes.
Okay. How did I not know about this?
I'm sure you
It's
did.
checking all the boxes.
Yeah, I think they had like a mothership that was like a duck bill shaped goalie mask.
Yeah,
like their
crap.
logo.
Right.
Okay, that
That
I
actually
can
does
see.
sound
I
a
can
little
see it in my
familiar.
mind.
It didn't last for very long. I don't think it was very successful.
Even Darkwing Duck was only like 2 years. Two
Was it
seasons.
really? Oh,
Yeah.
that one was
Are these on
so good
Disney
to me,
Plus, I
though.
wonder.
Oh, yes,
Darkwing
they
Duck
are.
It is.
It is. I'm pretty sure.
Nice.
Gargoyles.
Gargoyles.
Yes.
Are cool.
We've watched that with the boys, and they like it.
Really?
That was way
Mhm.
better than a children's cartoon had any reason to be.
Oh man, Goliath. The voice actor who does Goliath.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
I'd have to watch it again. I did like that show. That was one of those other dark, grungy.
Yeah.
Like, should I be watching this, Mom and Dad?
it was
Right.
a very 90s cartoon.
So
The 90s Batman was
Mm.
epic.
But you loved Batman Beyond too.
I did, for sure.
Batman Beyond was with the kid Batman.
Teenage.
Yeah.
Teenager Batman.
Bruce is old and not really walking around so great anymore,
Okay,
and he
yeah.
passes on the
Terry.
mantle.
Terry something.
Yeah.
And he was voiced by the guy that played Eric in Boy Meets World.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Kyle.
Who's
And Ron
also
in Kim Possible.
hilarious.
I've got a few more rapid fire ones.
Go.
Street Sharks. Biker Mice from Mars.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
SWAT Cats.
SWAT Cats. Oh, that theme song. Oh, my
Those
gosh.
guys are rad.
Show notes. We gotta put that in show notes.
Yeah. Man, they don't make cartoons like this anymore.
They don't.
No, they don't.
It was because you had Saturday night cartoons.
Saturday morning.
Saturday morning cartoons.
Right.
Adult Swim later for Saturday night cartoons.
Live TV used to be a thing.
Yeah, and it was
Right.
great. And you could count on a certain percentage of children in America tuning in to watch these shows,
Oh, yeah.
making you money. So they produce good cartoons.
Yeah. For the most part. Some of them were not. I've got one in mind right now.
Go. What?
Doug.
You didn't like
I
Doug?
like
Doug
Doug.
started on Nickelodeon and was excellent and was a
Yes.
formative cartoon for me.
Yeah.
Not always in a good way, but mostly. But then they canceled it. Disney bought it and turned it into a Saturday morning cartoon, and it sucked forever
Yes.
after.
It did.
Oh.
It's true. It was like when Gennady Tartakovsky,
Gandhi Tartakovsky.
Gandhi,
Oh,
Yeah.
Dexter's Lab.
Dexter's
Yeah,
Lab.
right.
When he
Right.
stopped working on Dexter's Lab, it just fell into a
Yeah.
pile of garbage.
Yeah. Same with
Which is
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob. Yeah. Dexter's Lab is my number 2.
Dexter's Lab
That
was
was
excellent.
so
So good.
I loved Mandark.
Yes. Mandark was
most
so
least
good.
or most least understood character, or Mandark.
So ridiculous.
And they had, what was the crossover show they do within the show with the
Yes.
monkey?
Oh,
And
yeah.
And the heroes.
Um,
Monkey. I mean,
Yeah,
the monkey's
it
name
was.
was
It was
Monkey.
just Monkey.
Monkey.
Yes.
Did the Powderpuff Girls come out of Dexter's Lab?
They came first.
Yeah, they were
before
completely separate.
Dexter's Lab.
Powerpuff Girls were first.
People make fun of it sometimes because it's a quote unquote girl show, but Powerpuff Girls was good too.
Yeah.
Mojo Jojo.
I grew up with a little too much
Good gag.
machismo, and I felt a need to feel that way when liking Powerpuff Girls, but
Yeah,
it was just a good cartoon.
it was.
That's when you just lean into Buttercup. You're like, yeah, I like Buttercup. Buttercup's the best.
Kick your butt.
Somehow just saying that out loud though. Buttercup's my favorite Powerpuff Girl.
I mean, no.
I mean, it's not My Little Ponies, so
right.
no
Which
offense
is
to all you bronies out
any
there.
bronies.
Right. Well, for me, TaleSpin
Yeah,
Yeah.
was hugely formative. Like, I fell in love with aeronautics in my youth because of that cartoon, for sure.
Yeah. That's when I
That's where it came
decided
from.
planes are really cool.
Yeah.
And surf, I don't know what you'd call it. The dude had the younger,
Cloud Kicker
yeah.
had his little metal croissant that
Croissant
we talked about
board.
before.
Oh,
And he was, like
Toe behind the
Yeah.
plane and that
cloud kicking. He was cloud kicking.
cloud kicking.
I forgot
guess.
about that.
Those were, I mean, I think you've pretty much nailed all of the cartoons that I thought of.
Especially Street Sharks.
Street
I
Sharks,
could
I
feel that
forgot
one.
about.
I did too.
That one was
I
great.
had a little hand puppet that I'd play with, maybe 2 that I'd play in the tub with.
Street Sharks.
Well, let me
Street
take it back
Sharks.
even further.
I know what you're
because I'm a
thinking.
lot older.
I know what you got.
Sometimes I'm a lot older. Do you? Well, let me hear it.
Ready? 3,
2, 1,
go.
Thundercats.
Oh, Thundercats was good.
Oh.
I tried to
Oh,
say
I
the
know.
thing, but I couldn't. Voltron.
Voltron. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember like just stumbling across Voltron one morning sometime when I was like 7 or something. And then I didn't know what it was called, so I couldn't find it again. And then one Christmas, like 8 or 9 years old, after doing the original, because that was the only version at that point in time, the original The Grinch Stole Christmas, they had a Voltron marathon all day. And I was like, oh,
This
it's
is
like
it.
Christmas.
This is what I've been needing. Netflix's reboot of that.
Oh my gosh.
Amazing.
It's so good.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yeah.
I watched
They nail
a
it.
couple episodes.
Not a
and
kids cartoon
I don't know,
anymore,
it
though.
didn't.
Not that it's inappropriate for kids, but
The sound, the
Yeah,
soundtrack.
I don't know. I didn't get into it.
The sound engineering just.
it's a little slow. I'll give it that.
Yeah,
the first season
maybe that's
starts
what it
out slow
was.
for sure, but it goes beyond what I think the original cartoon did with like story arc and lore and everything. It's big.
Here's
Yeah.
a controversial one that flopped for me. He-Man,
Oh,
Castle Grayskull.
Mm-hmm.
are you talking? Oh, sorry. The original or this reboot on Netflix?
Oh,
You're talking about the
The
80s
original.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I would only rarely watch that one.
I liked it.
yeah.
Definitely did.
I think I did too, but it wasn't like a go-to. I was happy when it was on, but I wouldn't, seek it.
But that reminded me of another cartoon that was on really early in the morning. I don't know that you guys would have ever seen it because I watched it before going to super early morning seminary.
I never got up early enough to watch TV before seminary.
Oh,
That's insane.
I would just flip it on while I ate cereal.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I was eating some toast and it
nope.
would be on. I can't remember exactly what it was called. It might have been,
Oh,
it wasn't
no.
Mad Max because that's a movie,
Right.
but the character's name was Max. And he had his own little Polly Pocket line of toys.
I know this.
Oh,
Yes.
I remember the toys because
Yeah.
you had one.
Right.
Shoot.
Because of the cartoon.
Yeah, I watched this. What was that
There was
called?
like a,
What
he
was
had like
it?
I liked it because he had a, not exactly anthropomorphic, but his like mentor was an owl, just like in
Yeah.
Ocarina of Time. You've got the big owl giving you hints and secrets here and there.
Dang, what was that show?
Max. Yeah, I'm sure it had Max in it.
Yeah, I can't remember. But
Polly Pocket. We remember Polly Pocket, but we don't remember Max's.
hey, Polly was a
Pocket.
lot bigger than Max. Let's be real.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought up Thundercats though, because
Classic.
those are like definite memories
Also
from
been
Grandma's
remade now.
house.
Grandma Robinson's
Yeah,
house.
that was
Oh, yeah.
the only
Right.
place I ever watched it. She had it on VHS, and we would just go downstairs and pop it in and watch Thundercats.
I think that's where I first saw SWAT cats too, maybe.
Hmm.
Does that ring a bell?
I definitely
No.
watched that at home.
That's okay.
Not
Yeah.
that I didn't watch it at Grandma's, but
Yeah, SWAT cats. And then you'd watch it and then you'd be done. And then you'd take the tape out for my children. So you used to have these things called VHS tapes that were magnetic tapes that you had to. And then you take it out and you'd put it in the race car rewinder
yeah, the
Yes.
red race car.
to rewind the tape.
I guarantee she still has that VHS in the same cabinet still.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most likely.
Those were good memories.
Yeah. No, that's the story.
Hey, kids, do you know what time it is?
Story time!
Okay, this is my first track story.
Hmm.
There will be more to come.
Track and field track.
Yes, thank you. And ironically, it's not a running story.
Okay.
So junior year, I qualified for the state championship in the open 400 and on the 4x4. In Oregon, the state championship is 3 days long down in Eugene, which is about an hour and a half south of Kaiser. So we stayed overnight, 2 nights in a hotel. And it was like a blast. It's so much fun. They had traditions of what the coaches would do with the kids when they were down in Eugene. I bombed the 400. It sucked. It was not a good race. And then the 4x4 didn't go. So that was day 1. Day 2, I was like, all right, just gotta get out of my head, get prepped for the 4x4. I think we placed 9th in the prelims, maybe 10th. So we were either 1 or 2 spots off of qualifying for the finals. As the anchor, stupid, but as the anchor, I was like, oh, man, it's my fault. Like, we didn't get to finals because I didn't anchor the team. I didn't get us
really
there.
is the second leg. That guy.
I'm gonna have to go to athletic.net and see who it was. Shane. I think Shane was probably leg 2. So anyway, so like I had a complete like mental breakdown. Like, it sucked. I spent probably 20 minutes walking around the warm-up cool down track. crying. Like I was burnt out. I didn't run the entire summer after that just because it was. Wait, no, that's not true. That's the same summer I went to the BYU track camp. Anyway, I was burnt out, just mentally done. Pretty crappy meet, not feeling very good.
Is that a normal attitude for anchors? Carrying a little extra responsibility since
you're the
last.
You're usually the fastest on the team.
You're the fastest.
And you're the last. You're obviously the last one with the baton, last one to cross the line.
Right.
So you have the potential to make anything happen.
Sure.
You
right.
do. No,
I guess, but there are certain things that are going to be outside of your control if your team doesn't.
Sure, but you never see a crazy first, second, or third leg, maybe third leg to an extent, but you never see a first and second leg that just like blows the other runners out of the water. They're usually like pretty standard rotation around the track, but the last two guys, there's just that extra adrenaline, that extra surge, like crazy stuff happens in those last two legs.
Coaches will often stack it that way. So that night after the 4x4, it was a really good night after that crappy 4x4. We went to see Spider-Man. I can't remember which one. Maybe Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire.
Uh-huh. Nice.
Really dating yourself now.
Oh, man.
And then we went out to Chili's for dinner. I had a big old plate of
Chili's.
Yeah.
I haven't been there forever.
No fries?
Fettuccine. Chicken Alfredo. Wait, what the heck? What am I trying to say?
Chicken Alfredo? Yeah.
Yeah,
Fettuccine
chicken Alfredo. Yeah, there we go.
With chicken, yeah.
Nice and creamy and heavy in your stomach and fill you up with the chicken. After Chili's, we went to, I think it was called the Pearl Street Creamery in Eugene. This was the tradition. Every year for state, during that 3-day trip, they would go to this creamery, this parlor, ice cream parlor, and they have a dish that's called the pig's trough. Two big old scoops of chocolate ice cream, 2 of vanilla, I think 2 of strawberry, 2 full bananas, cherries. Well, maybe not cherries. I don't like cherries. I don't remember cherries. I take that one back. Whipped cream, pineapple, nuts, maybe 1 or 2 other toppings. And it's served in a pig's trough. Like it's literally this big metal dish, and it sits in this wooden trough, and they serve it to you that way.
Do you get a spoon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Most people order this and share it as a group.
Yeah. But so what we do, whoever wants to, you each get one. And it's an eating competition. And they keep track of time. They time you every time, and every year, every season, they keep record of that time.
Just like any of your other times.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right. I mean, state championship, obviously super competitive kids there. The coaches are super. So the coaches do it too. Our coaches were super competitive. They were awesome.
This is a cool way to blow off steam.
So fun.
Without really changing the dynamic a whole lot.
Absolutely. And as a teenager, like even if you had to compete the next day, most teenagers would be fine eating that and then running the next day. I think I say that, but I think the people who competed Saturday didn't enter the pig's trough.
Probably for the best.
Probably. Yeah, our coaching staff was so good. They were awesome. You'll see from other stories I have in the future. So as I'm going into the bathroom, Coach Scott's coming out of the bathroom.
Wait. Rewind. Have you eaten the pig's trough?
No. Sorry. Okay. So we've gone to the ice cream parlor.
A good question. Very important.
I know. I jumped a little bit. I obviously entered the competition. But before we even ordered, I'm like, I obviously need to get some space, clear some space, go to the restroom. As I'm entering the restroom, Coach Scott's coming out of the bathroom, and he says, "Hey, Stu, I'll give you a pointer. I'll give you this tip. I won't tell anyone else. Try to put the bananas down early on. Most people put them off later. And once you've eaten that much ice cream, you're not going to be able to eat the bananas."
I can see how that would work, but ice cream you can usually pack it down.
Yep. It's like, all right. Thanks, Scott. Okay, so come out of the restroom. We're all there. We've all ordered. We all have our pig troughs in front of us. Let me preface this by saying I'm 5'6". In high school, junior year, I probably weighed around 130 pounds, maybe a little less. So I was by far the smallest guy there. And previous people who had eaten this include who was the current record holder, a 6'9" high jumper. He ate it in something like 5 minutes, 36 seconds. We've had throwers who've made it to state before who ate it. Phil, again, the high jumper, he beat Taylor, I think was his name, the previous record holder. He was a big guy, javelin thrower.
Yeah.
Casey,
though.
He
did it. Yeah, he was there. I observed him.
Casey would be a fun person to bring on sometime. Casey was in a wheelchair. He had a racing chair. Casey was he wrestled. Okay. He was a big guy. He didn't have his. Yeah, Josh.
So he got hit by a semi truck when he was 6 years old.
Yeah.
His legs got severed right below the hip joint, and he wrestled. His wrestling weight, he didn't have to cut weight, obviously. He kind of already cut weight.
Oh, Josh.
He'd love that joke.
That's true. He would.
He does stand up.
This was the kind of kid, he'd get on the cross country bus after a cross country race, and right as the driver is leaving, he'll yell, "My shoes, I forgot my shoes." Every kid's got no legs.
Alex laughs every race, Alex. It was so horrible. But every driver would fall for it.
Yeah.
So his wrestling weight, sans legs, was 105
Which
pounds.
is his only weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. 105. He was a 105-pound torso.
So he had the frame of a 6'3" guy, wrestler, football
Linebacker.
player. Yeah.
Core strength just out the wazoo. Well, that's not how core strength works. That's not where it goes. But
so he had, and he ate like a machine.
He's an animal.
That kid,
yeah,
he would put food down. Anyway, all I'm saying is he had eaten the pig's trough. He wasn't the record holder. Big old throwers had eaten it. They weren't the record holders. 6'9" high jumper. He was the record holder.
Huh.
Okay. So we get in.
So you're trying to put some kind of importance on height being important for the.
Well, he's scrawny. High jumpers are scrawny too.
Yeah,
he was
thin. He was a thin guy.
It's a. I wouldn't expect it.
All right.
Okay, back to current time. Me eating it. I think almost all the other guys were doing it too. Coach Scott was doing it. Stinson wasn't doing it. Walker was doing it. Anyway, so we've got a couple coaches in there. You know, all the guys are all like talking smack about winning and eating faster and better. And I'm just sitting there, you know, the small shrimpy guy just sitting there quietly, just excited to eat ice cream.
That the coaches pay for.
Yeah. Good call out. So they get the stopwatch ready, right? Because every coach there has a stopwatch. There just makes sense.
Sure.
And we start going. I just start shoveling like as fast as I can.
Do you go for the bananas?
I absolutely followed Scott's advice. I think early on I took a bite of banana with every single scoop. So I had banana and ice cream on initially with every spoonful. So I did put the banana down pretty early. I definitely ended with only having to eat ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm shoveling like as fast as I can, head down. Like I'm not even looking around. I'm not seeing how anyone is doing.
Jacob means business.
But what's his pace? He doesn't know.
Exactly. But hey, I mean, it's the same thing when you're on the track. You see people do it all the time, but you do not look backwards. Looking backwards is moving the center of your mass away from
the goal,
away from the finish line. You're diverting your energy somewhere else. You're slowing yourself down by looking backwards.
This is a sprint. Just sprint.
Well, same when it comes to ice cream
distance, a distance event, but this.
No, it was definitely a distance.
Can you pick this thing up, or is it too big?
I'll show you pictures. We'll put pictures in the show
But
notes.
tell
for
me
sure.
now.
Yeah, you can. Well,
I mean, I can picture it, but like, would you be able to pick it up and like drink what's left if you needed to?
Yeah.
Or would you have
so
to
the
shovel?
dish is about yay big.
Okay.
I'd
All
say.
right. No more than a
Remember-
foot long.
About a foot long.
Yeah, maybe about a foot long.
Yeah.
But remember, two full bananas.
Right.
They didn't have.
Right.
They didn't
Right.
have a banana.
Not
Half
banana
a
split.
Right.
Yeah. None
Double
of that
banana.
Double
weak
banana.
stuff.
Hey, brothers. Jacob asked for an editor's note here. After recording the episode, we took a look at Jacob's pictures. The 2 bananas were, in fact, halved. They were placed end to end so that the trough is 2 bananas lengths long. And it was definitely more than 6 scoops of ice cream. So it's definitely bigger than we said here in the episode. It's pretty crazy how big it is. Go check out the pictures in the show notes on our website.
So yeah, I'm going in early on the bananas. Make sure to put that down because bananas are obviously way heavier than ice cream. Man, about 2/3 of the way in, I'd say my hand starts shaking.
Oh boy.
Like it is shaking
Out
the
of
whole time I'm
fatigue,
shoveling
out
and
of
shoving it in my
sugar
mouth.
rush,
Probably all of the above.
adrenaline.
The
Fullness.
speed with which I'm going, because chicken Alfredo
Oh yeah.
at Chili's immediately before this.
gross.
I'm feeling pretty good. Like I know I'm flying.
But how full do you feel?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
My stomach was huge.
That's the feeling of self-deception, my friend.
At this point, I don't know if I'm in the lead, but I know I'm doing pretty well. I think I've got a good shot at probably hitting the podium, right? Top 3 is what I'm thinking and expecting.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden, all of the girls who aren't eating, they start cheering Scott. Scott, 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 Scott. And maybe I just had selective hearing and that's all I could hear. Maybe someone was cheering my name too. I don't know. But all
This
I
is a coach.
Yes, yeah, Coach Scott.
Distance runner, also super tall, also super thin.
Yeah, he was over 6 foot as well. And if you listen, Scott, he was a hurdler.
Oh yeah, my bad.
No
Sorry.
worries. I just had for the record. So that's what really told me all right, it's time.
Final leg.
I might be shaking, but I'm putting this down because if they're cheering, I knew how much I had left. I didn't have a lot left. And if they're cheering his name, he must be close to finishing. So yeah, it's my final kick. I'm on the home straightaway. I'm putting this ice cream down. And I did. I from that point, it was probably 30 seconds left and I was done. I finished, threw my spoon down, stood up, finally lifted my head off the ice cream, and I did it. I was the first. Scott still had ice cream left in there. Everyone else, not even close to the 2 of us.
Okay.
So remember the record,
Yeah.
6'9" guy
Yeah.
was something like 5:36. I put it down in just under 4 minutes.
Oh my god.
Over a minute and a half improved.
Do you know? Is that still the record?
I can guarantee you that it's still the record because I went back to state my senior year and the ice cream parlor was closed.
Oh.
So I finished with the record. Sub 4. And it was just so fitting because,
It's like breaking a 4-minute mile.
exactly
Yeah.
in track and field.
No one knew it could be done.
I am the Roger Bannister of ice cream. It really did. It just felt so fitting for all of you non-track people. The 4-minute mile, that's one of just the classic barriers of running. If you can get a mile in under 4 minutes, you're a phenomenal distance runner, and it's a mile.
Yeah, everyone thought the human body was not physically capable of running
Right.
faster than 4-minute miles.
Scientists literally thought the human heart would give up and you would die if you ran a mile in 4 minutes or less.
And now they
Jacob
know that
did it.
the stomach won't explode.
Yep.
You,
You can do that much ice cream that quickly, as it turns out. Man, it was a true redemption story for me. That state meet sucked. And then the pig's trough was so awesome.
too bad there's not a trophy.
I've got a ribbon,
Nice.
but everyone who completes it gets
Gets
a
it,
ribbon.
yeah.
So
Oh, bummer. Is it like the...
It's hard to complete though.
I'm sure.
I mean, that's,
Yeah,
that's a pretty big deal.
there were some who didn't finish it. I think that was you, Andy.
Was it a blue ribbon?
Oh, that would have been good.
Like you're a county fair winning prize pig?
Yeah, blue is the
They should let you
number
bring
one
your
position
trough
ribbon.
home with you.
No, they lose way too much money on that.
My question is,
Oh, and then Scott finished up like a minute after me, I think. Like, so I beat him, I think,
Dang.
by a whole minute. So he would have even beaten the old record by 30 seconds.
Yeah.
poor Scott.
So like
You
it was
a
a
pace setter.
It was a record year.
Yeah, he's the rabbit.
Yeah,
He was the
Yeah.
rabbit.
if they hadn't been cheering for him, who knows what I would have done.
Nice. My question is, how much pain were you in after all the adrenaline left?
Any projectile vomiting?
No, I kept it all down, man. But yeah,
On top of the fettuccine.
It was an absolute sugar rush. Like my, I was like tingly and shaky after that. Not just from being so full, but from consuming all that cold sugar that quickly. Like it was just doing all kinds of weird
Probably
things.
some adrenaline.
Yeah, there's absolutely adrenaline. That was a race. That was like very comparable to what mentally I would have gone through for a race. My button definitely came undone. I couldn't keep the button buttoned in my pants. Too full for that.
Nice.
One of my greatest sporting achievements. It's not my only record that's still at McNary, but that is a story for later.
Dang.
It just makes me so giddy and happy every time I think about it. It's just so ridiculous and unlikely.
It's too bad that place is closed.
It is.
Because I mean, they should have made it an in-house event too,
Yeah.
and like got
Kept
some
record.
commentating. And
So it was really funny. There were like two instances after that point where like,
I mean, it was in Eugene, right?
Yeah.
It's like the center of Oregon track and field because of Nike and the university. So like,
Tracktown, USA.
why wouldn't they have done something crazy with that?
There's a pizzeria, Tracktown Pizza.
Heard of it.
I think is what they call. Is what their name is. But yeah, there were two instances after. One was at Dairy Queen, where a couple of us got sundaes, and another was at the Mongolian Grill. Is that what it was called? Chang's Mongolian Grill, where we got soft serve, and there's one of the guys specifically who must have thought it was like a fluke somehow or something, or maybe he was just being funny. He was like, "All right, dude, we both got two like complete full bowls of soft serve ice cream. Okay, man, ready? I'm gonna take you down this time." But no, like
Not even close.
no, not even close. He had like half of his soft serve left by the time I was done.
Sounds to me like we might need to have our own ice cream race.
Oh, no. I need non-dairy ice cream.
I
don't know if that can be
different textures. I don't know if that would count.
Dude, I'm so lactose.
Take a pill, man.
sensitive now.
Are you really?
Yeah, I don't drink milk or anything. It's been forever, so like
that's
it
sad.
really hits my gut.
Dang.
Well, Dad would want to do an endurance eating competition rather than speed. He said, "I don't think I could beat how fast you ate it, but I think I could eat more than you."
I see.
Which is probably true. Dad could probably eat more ice
Who
cream
can
than me.
Quarts of ice cream. And you
Yes.
just count how many you clear.
We'll do a hot ones challenge.
Hey.
We can get their flight of sauces.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can buy the whole
that's
flight.
so brilliant.
Wait, this is so different than eating ice cream. How would we?
I need a cauliflower.
I think we would just have to see who can go the furthest down the line of sauces. Like who can make it to the hottest sauce.
Not me. That's not ice cream.
Yeah,
No.
we've been talking about ice cream.
Yeah, how'd you jump from ice cream eating to
Eating competitions.
Pig's trough. He's thinking pork.
What? What did I do? Chicken wings.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dang it, that's what I was gonna do.
Oh, shoot. Do it. You're going to do it better.
Thank you for being our brother. Wow, did
That
we
might be
just
too
nail that?
energetic, though.
Okay. we'll take another run at it then.
Okay. For being our brother.
The first one was too energetic.
Gotcha.
For show notes, Rockin merch, and other brother goodness, check out our website at anotherbrotherpodcast.com.
Be sure to come back next week.
And tell your friends so they too can become a
brother over here, brother over there.